What is going on, guys? Rogue TCG here, bringing the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG deck profile. And so as you saw last week we were focusing on decks that were unhit from the recent ban list, and I want to continue that trend this week. And so today I wanted to bring to you Thunder Dragon Link. Now, is this actually Dragon Link? Kind of. Like, we're playing Dragon Link tools. We're playing Striker Dragon, Black Metal Dragon, and the Chaos Dragons, Black Dragon, and White Dragon that were recently put to 2 on the last list. But also, we're not playing stuff like the Rockets you're not seeing in the list. You're not seeing stuff like Romulus in the list. We're not playing any of those cards, because what I really wanted to focus on was more the Thunder Dragons, the Bystials, and the Chaos cards, rather than all of them together in a package. So that's enough yapping about the overall deck profile. Let's go through the card by card, let's see what the deck can do, and then afterwards let's hop into a live game. So, starting off our list, we're on triple copies of Bestialubellion in order to search a Bystial from deck to hand. Then if we have a Bystial or a certain level dragon on our side of the board, we're going to be able to bring it back from the graveyard by attributing in the dragon, and as an ignition effect on field, just put a branded continuous spell or trap from our deck to our field, which in this case is going to be branded regain, which is incredibly powerful in this format. We're also on one copy of Bystial Druisworm, recently limited, so we're only allowed to play one, and one copy of Bystial Magnamut. We're also on triple copies of Bystial Saronir and triple copies of Bystial Baldrake. We are on 60 cards, and we want to ensure we're seeing a Bystial or a card that we can banish a light or a dark from our graveyard at any point in the game. So we are really hoping we're seeing one of those cards, so we're maxing out on Bystials to try and ensure that. And of course, we're also on the one copy of Branded Regain. We're on Thunder Dragons of triple copies of Thunder Dragon Roar, triple copies of Thunder Dragon Dark, and triple copies of the OG Thunder Dragon, as well as 2 copies of Thunder Dragon Hawk. Thunder Dragon Roar, when sent from field to the graveyard or banished from graveyard, it allows us to special summon a Thunder Dragon other than itself from our deck. Thunder Dragon Dark, when sent from field to graveyard or banished, allows us to add a Thunder Dragon card from our deck to our hand except for itself. And then Thunder Dragon allows us to discard it to add up to 2 Thunder Dragons from our deck to our hand. And Thunder Dragon Hawk, we can discard it in order to target a Thunder Dragon card monster that's in our banishment or in our graveyard and special summon that card. All incredibly powerful cards in order to facilitate Thunder Dragon Colossus, which again is still an incredibly strong floodgate in the Year of Our Lord 2025. We're also on triple copies of Allure of Darkness to try and facilitate these Thunder Dragon banish effects without actually having to go out of our way to banish them on something like a Bystial, as well as drawing some cards along the way. And that's going to be about it for our Thunder Dragon stuff. Now let's talk about our Chaos stuff. We're on one copy of Chaos Space, able to search any of these Chaos monsters, as well as being able to search the Bestialubellion, of course, as well as double copies of Collapse Serpent and double copies of White Dragon Wyvern Burster. Collapse Serpent allowing us to banish a light dragon from our light monster from our graveyard, rather, to special summon it from our hand, and then when it's sent from field to graveyard, it searches the White Dragon from our deck to our hand. And then White Dragon does the exact opposite. If we have a dark in our graveyard, we can banish it in order to summon Wyvern Burster. And if it's sent to the graveyard, we can add the Black Dragon from our deck to our hand. Very useful little loop there. And then we're also on other Chaos cards of one copy of Chaos Dragon Levianeer and double copies of Chaos Emperor the Dragon of Armageddon. Chaos Emperor the Dragon of Armageddon, incredibly strong in this list, especially when paired with the White and Black Dragons now being back up, allowing us to basically just special summon them for free. And then it's also really powerful in combination with the Black Metal Dragon line, because throughout that line we do banish our Black Metal Dragon, so we're going to be able to special summon that back out with our Chaos Emperor. We're also on the Black Metal Dragon line again, on triple copies of Black Metal Dragon. When it's sent from field to the graveyard, allows us to add a Red Eyes card from our deck to our hand, as well as 2 targets for that, being one copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, allowing us to banish a dragon from our field in order to special summon it, and then once per turn, allowing us to special summon a dragon from our graveyard, which is again going to be our Black Metal Dragon, to get an additional search. And then that additional search is going to fetch us a copy of Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, which is just a free special summon by sending a level 5 or higher normal monster from our hand or deck to the graveyard. And then its other effect is completely irrelevant. Main thing is this sends a normal monster from our hand or deck to the graveyard, and the normal monster in question is going to be a Psyframe Driver. We're also on non-engine of 2 copies of Forbidden Droplet, triple copies of Triple Tactics Thrust, and then 1 copy of That Grass Looks Greener, because we are on a 60 card list that likes to have cards in its graveyard to banish for our Chaos cards. We're also on an additional target for Thrust, being a Triple Tactics Talents, and another one copy of Called by the Grave for hand trap mitigation. For hand traps that we're playing ourselves, we're on Frames, which is very strange to be seeing this format unless you're playing like the jankiest deck that can top a tournament. We're on 1 copy of Gamma, which negates monster effects, triple copies of Delta that negates spell effects, and then 1 copy of the Driver that we do not want to be seeing in our opening hand, so ideally we're going to be sending it to the graveyard with our Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon. Other hand traps we're on is triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple copies of Effect Veiler, and 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. In our extra deck, there's actually a lot of free space in this extra deck if you wanted to believe me on that. There's quite a few things you don't have to play. Like, we don't have to play Underworld Goddess, we don't have to play Borreload, we don't really have to play Lambda, although I am opted to play Lambda in case we have Frames in our hand turn 1, and we can't use them turn 1, but we still want to utilize them on our opponent's turn. We can make a Lambda if we have extra materials, and enable these. We're also on the Cross Sheep, which isn't really necessary. The only links in this extract that I'm thinking are necessary is Seals, Striker, SP definitely, and then maybe IP. But again, that's going to be completely subjective, depending on how you'd like to tweak the deck. We're on Striker exclusively as just a way to get the Black Metal Dragon off our side of the board, or get a Black Dragon Collapse Serpent off our side of the board, or get a White Dragon Wyvern Burster off our side of the board. It's just there to get stuff off of our board. We're also on 1 copy of Chaos Angel, something we're able to make with a White Dragon Wyvern Burster and a level 6 Dark Monster like Thunder Dragon Roar, or any of our Bestials, for example. We can even use Dark and Dark. It's not really too relevant, to be completely honest. We're also on 1 copy of Typhon Sky Crisis, which will allow us to go second a little bit easier. We're on a couple rank 8s. We can make rank 8s with our Bestial Lubellion, plus a card like our Chaos Emperor Dragon Armageddon or Chaos Dragon Levianeer. And those cards that we're able to make is either the Zombie Vampire to allow us to get additional bodies on board while milling some more cards, or Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, which is just a negate. We're also on double copies of Colossus, which is a mistake on legs that protects itself, and 1 copy of Thunder Dragon Titan, that which if we do want to be making, we can make it by using a Colossus as material. In our side deck, completely subjective based on what metagame you're looking to be playing against. We're playing a meta side deck in order to try and play against meta, so we're on triple Perulia, triple Fuelos, the 3rd copy of Droplet in the side for when we're going second, Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 copy of D-Barrier for when we're going first as a thrust target, triple copies of Evenly Matched if we're against a back row heavy deck, and then triple copies of Nibiru the Primal Being. But that's going to be about it for the deck profile. Now let's hop right into Ranked and see if we're able to take a win. Alright, here we are in Ranked. Let's try and go for scissors. We actually got the dice roll. Look at that. So let's go first. And our opening hand is looking quite fantastic. We have pretty much everything you really want to be seeing here. We are going to do the Ash Blossom. Actually, let's not do the Ash Blossom check. Let's just normal summon this Black Metal Dragon. We can do the Ash Blossom check like that. Let's go into a Striker. Black Metal Dragon is going to trigger. It looks like our opponent's on 58, and 58 probably is definitely not like the correct ratio, but whatever. Let's add our Darkness Metal Dragon from our deck to our hand. And then let us special summon that Darkness Metal by banishing that Striker. Let's go Darkness Metal Dragon effect. Let us bring back out this Black Metal Dragon. And then let us perform a Link Summon. Here we could go into a Seals really early. We could also go into a Cross Sheep or a Lambda to keep our Delta online. But here I am going to be opting to go into a Seals just to get these bodies off the board and have a piece of interaction against our opponent. Our Black Metal Dragon is going to trigger again, adding our Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon. Then we're going to be able to activate that Meteor Dragon. We're going to send a Driver from our deck to the graveyard in order to summon that to our side of the board. And then here we are able to go Bestial Lubellion. Bestial Lubellion here is going to be able to add a Druid Swarm from our deck to our hand. And then we do have an extra dragon in our graveyard, being a Black Metal Dragon, so we are going to go Magnemut, banishing that Black Metal Dragon. And then let's summon out our Magnemut. Magnemut is going to trigger, adding to from our deck to our hand a dragon during the end phase. Then we can translate this Magnemut into Lubellion. Then we can go Lubellion effect in order to put a Regained on our side of the board. And then here we have a couple options to go for. Here we could go into a Lambda if we would like. The main downside of this hand is we don't really have any access to Thunder Dragons, unfortunately, so we are just kind of playing like a whack Dragon Link. So there is even an argument to go for our Lambda here, but I think I am going to do it. Let me just reread Lambda, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yep, we are going to be able to make our Lambda here, so let us do that. Here is Lambda, and then here we are able to activate our Chaos Emperor, Dragon of Armageddon. With our Chaos Emperor, Dragon of Armageddon, we're probably going to be banishing, we need to banish a light and a dark. So if we were to be doing that, we would have to banish our driver, unfortunately. Or actually, we can bring our Black Metal Dragon back first, or we can bring our Striker Dragon, although I think our Black Metal is a little bit funnier. So let's add that back to our hand for next turn. And then honestly, we can banish our Abyss to Lubellion. That isn't the worst. And then what? We can summon our Druis Worm, make an IP Masquerena, and like call it from there. That doesn't sound the worst, to be completely honest. We do still get that Druis Worm back as the Magnamut. So let us actually do that line. Let's get this Meteor Dragon out, and let's get our Chaos Emperor Dragon of Armageddon on board. We are going to be able to regain in order to draw an additional card. Let's put that Meteor Dragon back into our deck. Draw a Thrust in case they do have a hand trap at the end of this combo. We are going to be able to Thrust. Let's banish this Darkness Metal Dragon with our Druis Worm. And then let us make a quick little IP Masquerena. Let us set a card, and then we're going to be able to pass turn to our opponent with a couple ways to interact with them. We're going to be able to add this, actually we don't even need to really add this Druis Worm back. Instead, we're actually able to add a Baldrake from our deck to our hand instead. A card that I did also opt out of when building this deck is Starliege Safer, just because I wanted to have the ability to normal summon functionally anything, but primarily Black Metal Dragon. They're going to be going Branded and High Spirits. We're going to let that resolve. We're going to save our Delta for Branded Fusion, because they are probably playing pure Branded, and yes, they are. So they're going to be able to reveal Albion, send a Dragon Fusion from their extra deck to the graveyard, either Albion, Lubellion, or probably, I guess, yeah, Albion and Albion. They could also be playing the Dragon one that just absorbs your whole board, and if they are, we're kind of in trouble, but it doesn't look like they are, so we're probably chilling. They also don't know what side frame we have, which is also very useful for us. There's the Albaz, so that might be a little bit problematic. Hopefully they do normal summon that Albaz and use the effect. They're going to go Albion effect in graveyard to put something else there, which is fine. They don't have any way to get anything back. They're going to put Branded Opening for protection. That's perfectly fine. There's Albaz. Are they going to use the effect? They are going to use the effect. They dump Branded Retribution. Let's do the trigger effect of that. Let's target our Druis Worm. Let's turn on our chain, and then let's also go Seals. Let's tribute itself for cost, and let's see if that's going to be able to resolve, even if they have a called by. Oh, they have a Super Poly. I think that's fine. You're going to get rid of our IP. They're keeping that. We're going to bounce the Mirror Jade at point of resolution. We're going to get our Druis Worm. Seals is going to trigger here. And then off of Seals, we are going to be able to summon out. Let's just get a Saronir. Let's get a Saronir for next turn. It's at 0/0, but we are going to be able to send another Lubellion to the graveyard if it leaves the field. And then there's the Branded Fusion, and we do have Delta for that. We're going to be able to summon Driver, and then Delta. And that's going to negate the Branded Fusion. Does negate the activation. It does negate the activation, so they are going to be able to add it back and still go Branded Fusion. But that's basically all they're going to be able to do, which is completely fine by me. So here they're going to have to be going into an Albion, probably. Probably sending a Lubellion and an Albaz for an Albion. Then they're probably going to have to banish their Albion from their graveyard, plus an Albaz for another Mirror Jade. And they're going to do that. There's the Mirror Jade. We don't have to go regained here. Yeah, let's not go regained here. Let's go regained when they bring back their Lubellion. Or regain when they actually banish something with their Mirror Jade. They send Titanic Clad, so they're going to get Fleur-de-Lis from their deck to their hand. We are going to go regained here. We're going to put back our Druisworm into deck. And actually, let's wait for them to... there's a called by. That's going to be really good. We're going to wait for them to go Lubellion, because they do know we have Baldric. If they go Lubellion, they're stupid. Okay, there's Lubellion. They're stupid. They're going to go Lubellion effect to put something in their back row. Branded lost. You're not doing any more fusion summoning, so I don't really care. They're going to move to the next phase, sure. Combat. What are they going to run over? There isn't really too many good options, to be completely honest. They're going to run over the Delta, sure. Are they going to run over the driver for me? Hopefully they run over the driver. No, they're going to be running over the Lambda, which is fine. They do have an Albaz in graveyard, so that Albion during the end phase will be able to grab Branded and Red. Main phase 2, we are going to go Baldric. We're going to banish their Albion, so they're out of Albions now. Let's get our Baldric out. And that's going to leave them on 1 point of interaction during our turn, being Fleur-de-Lis, presumably. Because they're going to summon Ecclesia off of this. And then, oh, they're summoning Quem. Oh, Quem for Cartesia? Sure, we have called by. We're chilling. And then Cartesia is adding back to hand. Oh, they're going to Quem to bring back Albaz. Okay. We're going to let them get to that point, and we're just going to call by the Albaz. Also, Levineer is a sick rip off the top, because that'll turn on our Thrust. So let us just special summon Levineer. If we banish both Light and Dark, we can pop up to 2 cards on the board. So let's banish our IP, our Delta, and our Seal, so we can get our Seal back. We're going to go Levineer, Chainlink 1, Branded Regain, Chainlink 2, putting back our Seal. Drawing a card. We have drawn the Thunder Dragon. That is fantastic for us. We're just going to have to try and kill our opponent, ideally. So let's get rid of this Branded Lost, and let's get rid of this... we do want them to Quem. So let's honestly get rid of this Mirror Jade. And then they are going to protect the Mirror Jade. We're going to go Thunder Dragon. We're going to add... Yeah, we're just going to add both Thunder Dragons so we don't draw them. We are then going to go normal summon Thunder Dragon over this Baldric. I mean, not Baldric, Saronir. We're going to go Saronir effect in order to dump Lubellion. Then we are going to go for a Colossus. We have now gotten the Thunder Dragon portion of the deck online. They are going to go Quem here. Quem is going to target Albaz. We're going to Called by the Grave, target Albaz. Then we can go Thrust. Thrust here is going to be able to grab... You have 44, they have 46. You can grab Talents in order to steal their Mirror Jade and do hella damage, and then avoid the Mirror Jade. So let's actually add Talents here instead of the Lure. I was considering the Lure instead. We're going to go Talents to take. Let's take this Mirror Jade. Then we could go Lubellion here. I don't really see a real reason to. We could overlay this Mirror Jade into a zombie vampire. That's something we could be able to do. Let's go to combat first. Let's get through this board. Let's go over Lubellion. Let's go over Quem. And let's go direct for 6k. Oh, and Levineer can't attack. My apologies. I forgot about that, to be completely honest. We do have Lubellion, Effect Engrave. We don't need to go for that, though. We could go for another Seals. That is a line that we could do. But there's an argument where we just would want more negation. So let's just go for more negation. And then let's also go for... Honestly, we can turn... that's going to have to be that. And then honestly, I think we're chilling from here. We have Mistake, we have Negation, and if our opponent summons anything, we get to bring Magnemite back. And then Search Through is Swarm at end phase. Our opponent isn't going to kill us. They've already used Branded Fusion. It's in Graveyard. They've already used their Retribution. It's in Banishment. They have both their Albions gone. Albaz is negated this turn. They can try to activate it if they have it. They have Cartesia in hand, which is fine. Honestly, I don't even care if they fuse using Cartesia. Okay, there's the Cartesia. We will go Regained here. We're going to bring back our Magnemite. They have Branded in red. Adding Quem back and then immediately performing a fusion. There's Grungignol. Magnemite has now hit the board. It's not with a monster effect, so that's not going to do anything relevant. And then we're going to go Magnemite, and then we're going to go Baldrake, tribute Magnemite in order to banish Grungignol. We will not go Regained here. And now they're thinking on their send. It's probably going to be an Albaz fusion from the extra, more than likely. But they do have no cards. There's a Garura. Garura is going to trigger here. We do have the option to draw off of Regained. I don't think we're going to get it again, so let's put that Grungignol back for him. We do draw a Thunder Dragon Hawk, which is quite useful with Thunder Dragon already being in the graveyard. Hopefully that card did it for him. And that beats a Monster Negate. It is a back row, so if it is Mirror Force, you know, they do have another turn in them. They get their High Spirits back, because the fusion did go to graveyard, and we do get to search off of that. So here we're going to be able to grab what darks do we have in graveyard? Here, let's grab a Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. There's a Thunder Dragon Roar, not exactly what we want to be seeing, to be completely honest. Although we can go Colossus plus Roar to go into a Titan. And then Roar is going to trigger, and then Regained is going to trigger. We're going to put back that Colossus. We draw, and then let us special summon from our deck Thunder Dragon Dark. And then we are going to be able to go Hawk. Let's Hawk Tua all over them. And let's pop their back row while we're at it. It was a super poly, so there was a universe where they actually could have done something, which is kind of scary, but you know, that universe is not this one. And they're going to concede. So let's move on to game 2 against Branded. They're more than likely going to be going first. Let's make sure we have our back row destruction being Harpy's Feather Duster. Branded's also not great into evenly match, although if they do make Gwem, that could be problematic. They're also not great into Fua Loss, so that's 7. Delta, it would still be useful. They do have ways to... It does negate the activation, which is unfortunate. So there is an argument to just take out all the Psy Frames and this Meteor Dragon. And then one more card. You can take out one of these Chaos Emperor Dragon of Armageddons. They're not really too as useful when they're going second as they are going first. You also do want to put this last droplet in, so let's actually just take out both of those Chaos Emperors. And let's move on to game 2. So, we're going to be going second, presumably. We do have 2 Bystials, we have some Thunder Dragons. They're going to go High Spirits and draw phase. We're going to go Dark in response, just to get another copy of itself, just to get it in rotation. They're going to grab Mercury, or they're going to reveal Mercurier, and they're going to send Brigand. They're revealing Mercurier, adding Mercurier, and they sent Rinbrum. Rinbrum is a winged beast. I don't see no wings on that bad boy. They're going to lure. They're going to pitch the other Mercurier in order to add something, sure. And when we Bystial, we do want to Bystial using Baldrake first, which kind of seems whack. But if we're able to banish their Albion on summon, it's going to be quite useful. They do have the other Albion in order to send in Albaz and then draw a card, put itself back. They're going to go Foolish Burial. Damn, they literally opened like everything. Here they send Tragedy, I imagine. Yeah, there's Tragedy, and then they're going to go grab a Luber. Yep, there is the Luber. And they're going to normal summon that bad boy. No, they're going to Lure of Darkness. Banishing Ad Libitum. That is not the point at which you want to be banishing Ad Libitum. So now their Ad Libitum is kind of stranded, at least for the moment. They're going to go Fusion Deployment, I imagine, for Cartesia. Yep, there's Cartesia. We could also save a Bystial for the target of Gwem. We're going to let that resolve. There is the Aluber. Aluber is fine. There is Branded Fusion being added to their hand. We will go Baldrake here. We'll Baldrake in order to banish their Albaz. We will not go Magnemut here. We'll wait a moment. We'll Magnemut. We'll special Magnemut if they activate Branded Fusion immediately. Okay, so we will Magnemut here. Here we'll also remove their Rinbrum, so they don't have a fusion in graveyard, at least at the moment. Oh, they're playing the cringe version. They do have Lubellion instead. We will not go Baldrake on Lubellion. We'll actually There's an argument to holding Baldrake for Edo. We can tribute the Edo during our opponent's turn. But yeah, it's just Albaz doing cringe Albaz things. Oh, we can just Baldrake this? Yeah, this is during our opponent's turn. Why couldn't we Baldrake that? Can this not be banished? So here we're going to be able to add a Druis Worm. And the moment our opponent is going to go Sanctifier to bring back that Edo, we're just going to banish the Edo. Or we have Droplet, you know, or we just have Droplet. That also works. Okay, we're chilling. They're going to go Sanctifier. I wonder what they're going to be bringing back, you know. Could quite literally be anything. Does this have to bring back both? Targeting Courier and that. Honestly, sure. Just give me Edo. Yeah. Yep, they get Mercourier. And we're gonna get Edo, and then yeah, we're gonna wait for them to commit a little bit more. More than likely, they also have another branded in red in the back row. And that's what the Mercourier's for, so they can go into a Guardian Chimera. So honestly, there's an argument to just go combat and kill Mercourier. Which is what I think we're going to be doing. Let's actually just activate Branded Regained first. Yep, Regain's resolving. And now let's just go combat. We're going to go Magnemite into Mercourier. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's how they're getting their branded in red. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Oh, no, they're doing branded fusion. So they're removing it from access completely? Just to branded fusion again? I don't think they understand how Baldrake works. Yeah, Albion, Baldrake trigger, tribute. Albion effect to fuse. Droplet. Send Baldrake. Send Hawk. Negate. I don't know if Albion has any other effects, so we're just going to negate that. We're not going to go Regained here. We will continue that attack. Do we go into this? Yeah, I think we just go into this Albion instead now. Go into the Albion, they take 1,000. Go Druis Worm. Here we're going to banish our Dark. So we're able to also remove the Mercourier from the board as well. Mercourier can tribute from hand. I mean, from field too. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Okay, that's fine. We go main 2. We go Dark for Dark. Tribute summon Dark. Go into a Colossus. And I think we are chilling. Our opponent is functionally out of resources as of right now. I don't believe they're getting anything back. They can go Tragedy to add back Branded in red, but I don't really see what that accomplishes them. Other than making another fusion, they did keep Branded High Spirits back to hand. That's completely fine by me. And oh, they have Super Poly. I see. Getting rid of the Thunder Dragon Colossus for Huertas. We're going to go Regained. Here we're going to be able to bring back our Baldrake. Yeah, because we can bring back Magnemite during our opponent's turn. And we're just going to hold on to this Druis. You know, Tragedy in order to add back their Branded in red. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they're resetting it. We're not going to go Regained here because we want to be ideally putting back one of these Thunder Dragon Darks with Regained, so we kind of want to keep that online. Swapping that to attack, sure. Where it is to change to 0, sure. Alright, Baldrake's gonna die. I'm gonna take 25. And that's gonna attack. Yeah, here, let's go Druis Worm. Let's banish this Thunder Dragon Dark. Let's go Druis Worm and attack. Let's go Thunder Dragon Dark effect number 1. Branded Regain number 2. Target Thunder Dragon Dark. Draw a card. We draw evenly, not the best. Just add a Hawk back to our hand. And now they do have to crash their Huertas into the Druis Worm, and we get to eat up their whole board, which they're not going to do. Oh, they are going to do that. Okay, that was very stupid of them. Because now I know they have Branded and High Spirits in hand. They have a set Branded in red. They have nothing they can fuse into with Branded in red. So, wait, do they not have Branded High Spirits in their hand? They didn't activate it, did they? No, they didn't. Okay, so it's just 2 Branded High Spirits. They're thinking of Branded in red here during my draw phase. The clock is counting down on them. They're just gonna, you know, time out? Is that what they're planning on doing? You can see a little timer up there. They're, they decided to, you know, allow me to play, thankfully, you know. Go with Thunder Dragon Dark. They're gonna go Brandon Red here. I don't know what they're doing with Brandon Red, but sure. Adding Albaz. Are they gonna be fusing? They are gonna be fusing. Albaz and Albaz for this thing. Which is gonna allow them to pop my Thunder Dragon Dark. Target, use Branded Regain to bring back our Magnemite. Light and dark monsters. Okay, cool. So they're only gonna be able to pop 1. Or wait, no, they gotta pop 2. I guess it's just in general. Okay, sure. Thunder Dragon Roar to our hand. Let's go Roar effect. Add back Hawk. And then we're just going to be setting one, and I think we're just going to be passing. They have Branded High Spirits in hand. And then a draw for turn. Branded Fusion is offline for them. They drew Kit for turn. Wow, that is a really good one for them. And that adds back from Banishment? Yeah, wow, it does. Okay. Well, they have gotten that one. Alright. we're going to be going first again. Well, we know exactly what we're going to be. Oh, and they know exactly what's going on, too. Okay, well, they know they can't beat me when I'm going first, and they can barely beat me when they're going second, so, you know. But that's me about the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, if you still are, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Bye-bye. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you wanted to talk to more Yu-Gi-Oh players like yourself, I would highly recommend checking out our Discord server. Link is going to be in the description, as well as the QR code on screen. We do talk somewhat frequently about Yu-Gi-Oh and the current meta, so I would really enjoy to see you there. As well as we do recently now have channel memberships available on our YouTube channel, where we have 3 different tiers. We have Super Supporter at $2 a month, where you get loyalty badges, emojis, guaranteed comment responses, a shout out at the end of every video, as well as access to the members only Discord channel, where you get early sneak peeks at future videos. There is the Giga Supporter at $5 a month, where you have early access to all new videos about a day or two before they go up, as well as all the previous offers. And for $15 a month, we do have our final tier, which is going to be Femboy Fanatic. You get a guaranteed customized video every single month, as well as 1 hour of my time. Could be for anything you'd like. You want a duel? Absolutely. You want me to help build a deck? Absolutely. You want to play some Helldivers? Sure. I'll do anything for an hour once a month. But supporting does help me out quite a lot, and it does help me produce all of these videos. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be seeing y'all later. Bye-bye.